Hello, this is saxophonist Antonio Parker, and this is a conversation in jazz, where we are promoting jazz through telling the stories. My guest today is saxophonist, singer-songwriter, music producer, artist manager, and good friend from the Creative and Performing Arts High School, Mr. Donald Gene Ward. We ask you to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon so we can let you know when we are posting another video or going live. We also ask you to donate to our Cash App in order to support the channel and help us to produce future videos. Our Cash App is $Jazzology 101. That's $Jazzology 101. Enjoy the video. Hi, I'm saxophonist Antonio Parker, and this is a conversation in jazz. Our guest today is known for his work as a top-notch recording artist, jazz saxophonist, singer-songwriter, music producer, and artist manager. He has worked and collaborated with many renowned artists, including the O'Jays, Glenn Leonard of The Temptations, Jean Carne, CeCe Winans, Shirley Caesar, Clarence Clemens, Olivia Newton-John, and many more. We both attended the High School for the Creative and Performing Arts in Philadelphia, along with the likes of the late Joey DeFrancesco, Christian McBride, Questlove, Mark Nelson, and Boyz II Men, amongst others. Please welcome my big brother and close friend, the one and only Mr. Donald Ward.
Hey, hello.
Brother Don. You still got that smile from high school, man.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you.
Welcome to a conversation in jazz.
Yeah, man, I'm glad to be here.
Thank you, man. Man, we go back a long time, almost, 4 decades?
I counted the other day, and I don't think it's 39 years.
Almost four.
Crazy.
Almost four decades, man.
Yeah.
And we met at Creative and Performing Arts.
Performing Arts.
We're going to talk about
yes, sir.
Because that was a special place.
Let's do it. It was special. Man.
Yeah, and we're going to get into that. But what we do here, we learn the story behind the story. So we used to talk more frequently at different periods of our friendship. And I like to say that we have, I call it I think we had three periods of friendship. We had the first period where we met at Kappa.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Then you graduated, and then that second period, when you came back after we graduated from college and we reunited. And then this latest period that we in now, where we talking.
Okay.
We're gonna focus on the first period and the last period.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Yes, sir.
We might find something in the middle, but we're gonna keep that between us, right?
Yes, sir.
So my first question, and I want to get to know who Donald Ward is. Like, in your own words, who is Donald Ward?
You know, I've been watching your shows, and I know she asked that question, and I said that's really the most difficult question, because how does one kind of say who I am, But I would say I am a man of many faces. A man of many faces, one guy. And it's almost like it depends on who or when you knew me at the time during that dispensation of time.
Yeah.
Like there's just different Donalds. In fact, some people know me as Don Juan, the artist, Don Juan Ward. Some people
I like Kappa Don.
You like Kappa Don, that's right. He really does. Kappa Don. Yeah.
Yeah, but you are a lot of people don't know, man, I know because I talk to you all the time. You're not. You sound a little humble right now, but we know when we talk, how you feel about yourself. You're not just an ordinary person, but you're good at great. Let me say great at different things, right? Would you say?
Great at different things. Yeah, I would say that. I would say that. Yeah. Great's a relative term.
Okay. Now, where are you originally from?
Well, I was born in the Midwest, right, St. Louis.
Okay.
And I lived in Maryland for a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I didn't know that.
Yeah, see, I know.
Get out of
I
here.
know. I lived in Maryland for a little bit, and I went to a place, Rippling Woods, open school. It was at New Walls. That's what it was.
School without walls.
Yeah. Miller something, Maryland. But anyway, then for the most part, I grew up in South Jersey. Now, if you're from Jersey, you know, we distinguish South Jersey from just all of Jersey. It's a whole nother thing. You know, the whole culture is different, really.
Was that Cherry Hill?
No, it was like Pine Hill, Voorhees, all these kind
But you did live in Cherry Hill, New Jersey at some point, didn't you?
Nah,
No?
I never actually lived in Cherry Hill. Like, that's all part of our county.
Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah, like Voorhees and Cherry Hill, just like that, right?
And what was it like coming up in South Jersey? Were you raised more? Did you come up more in South Jersey or St. Louis?
Oh yeah, we were in and out of St. Louis. You know what I mean? Okay. My dad had gotten better jobs. So we moved to the East Coast. You know.
Okay.
So New Jersey I think it's the best place in the entire country.
Really?
Yeah, because it gives you the whole spectrum. You know, like you have some affluent Caucasians, affluent blacks. You know, when I was there wasn't a lot of other minorities, just blacks and whites. And you know, you have to learn to stand out because, you know, I would be the only black guy in the class a lot of times, you know?
Okay.
But South Jersey gives you all the amenities, everybody, like, there's a something about South Jersey, man. The culture is, we're equal, you know, because then I went down south to school, you know, the U. And, you know, that was a melting pot of different cultures. And it was crazy.
Really?
Crazy.
Now, where was this?
What?
You say that was a melting pot.
Miami.
Miami?
Yeah, University of Miami.
Okay. We're going to get to that.
Yeah.
But what was it like? You said you used to go back to St. Louis. You had family in St. Louis.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Now, what was that like?
Going back and forth?
Yeah.
It was really a opposite of spectrums, you know?
Yeah.
Because out there it's country.
Okay.
And
did you have to become two people? Like, because you were different with different elements out there.
Different elements, right?
So,
right. Well, it's interesting because, you know, my family has a really unique story, you know. So, like, they were like kings of the hill out there. So when I would go out there, everybody had respect. Little Don is coming, you know.
Oh, wow.
And they owned all the property. Everybody, the wards are like famous out there, you know.
Really?
Like, yeah. Not famous in the terms of being on TV or something, but they.
So you come from money. A little bit.
I would. Well, I don't even know how to say that. No, I wouldn't say that, man. Okay. I would say I come from a middle class upbringing.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
And then you go out to St. Louis and like it's dirt.
But you wasn't
roads.
from the hood.
I wasn't, no. But guess what?
You from the hood.
That's
right. No doubt. Do you come from a musical family?
I don't. I know.
Really?
The only person, and this isn't even, I can't prove it, but my grandmother would always tell me that she'd say, you play music, have you met Hiram? Have you met Hiram? Mm-hmm. Have you met Hiram yet? Your cousin Hiram, you know? And it turned out she was on my Hiram Bullock. He's the guitar player that played on the David Letterman show with.
Really? That's your cousin?
That's supposed to be my cousin, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And so she would always ask about Hiram in Maryland, you know, blah, blah, blah. And then it's funny because he came down to the U and he did a seminar. I didn't know it at the time, and then he passed away or whatever and found out. But yeah, he was supposed to be my cousin, and my aunt told me that was none of your cousin, you know? So, but I mean, my grandmother it's crazy. Why would she mention Hiram Bullock? Like at least 12, 15 times, always asking me, did you meet Hiram, your cousin, you know? Wow. So, you know, like black families, our past, there'd be a lot of secrets. I don't know.
Yeah, man.
So that's like my life. Like I can't quite document it.
Gotcha.
But yeah.
So what ignited your passion for music?
I would say, man, just music always playing in the house. Always playing, you know, my dad would be singing and my mom and all. And just that great great soul music, man. You know, Earth, Wind & Fire. And like you said, going to St. Louis,
Yeah.
we would listen to music from there. Yeah. I can remember.
And that was a good time, like our generation, for music.
Awesome.
You know,
awesome.
It was so much great music.
Awesome.
You know, so, yeah. And we listened to everything.
Everything.
Yeah, you know. You remember when hip hop started with the hip hop, a hip to the hips, the hips. You remember that?
Do I? Going out, you know, everybody trying to rap.
Yeah. So, what was your first musical instrument?
Saxophone.
And what made you choose the saxophone?
Well, actually, I wanted to play guitar because, like you talked about, we listened to everything. I used to love like Van Halen, Journey, all them kind of like rock bands, old rock. So I wanted to play guitar. And one day, we went to my sister's concert. She used to play flute, and we supported her. I was a little kid, and they're doing classical or whatever. But at some point, this sax player comes to the front of the stage and takes a solo. Then wants to play the pop or jazz song. That was that slow motion moment, like, wow, saxophone. But I thought my dad was going to get me a guitar, and he came back with a sax.
Really?
That's how it happened.
Wow. And you took right to it?
How so? What do you mean?
Like, were you able to pick it up quickly? Or, were you self-taught?
No.
Okay, so you were taking lessons?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now
you bringing back memories. With
yeah.
that, yeah.
You also, I noticed that you sing. I didn't really know that in high school, but I since later figured out that this guy can sing. And the way you play your horn is like you always singing through the horn.
That's
you know, did you sing as a young person?
I did. You know, sang at some of the talent shows and stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I knew. Yeah. See, you didn't tell me some secrets, man.
Yeah, many faces. Many faces.
Did you sing in churches?
Have I sung at churches? Yeah.
I mean, like church choirs and that sort of thing?
Growing up?
Yeah.
No, I wasn't really, we weren't religious, really. You know, my mom would talk about, you know, do the right thing kind of stuff, you know, but no, we weren't really going to church kind of thing.
Gotcha. Were you playing saxophone in the schools? Like in the school bands? And
I started in 6th grade. 6th grade is what I remember, yeah.
Were you good?
Of course. Nah, I'm joking. No, I'm the kind of person, I had to really work at stuff, man. But yeah, I definitely had something. I can remember like being in a junior high jazz band, and like the teacher would stop the band and say, "Mr. Ward, that little thing you did,
Yeah.
he said, you got a future," kind of thing, you know?
Really?
Like, yeah, I had something.
Another thing I noticed that you always had you had a great sound on saxophone.
Yeah, thank you.
Alto and tenor.
Thank you. That's big. If other sax people don't know, that's big.
Alto and tenor.
Thank you.
And now alto was the first.
That's my baby.
Yeah. But you picked up that tenor later on down the line, and you sound great on that as well. And you had this singing. You had a Don Ward sound. And man,
How would you describe it?
Don Ward.
Yeah, but I mean, what's that mean?
It was more on the contemporary side.
Okay.
It was a singing quality. And you know, you're the cat that hit me to David Sanborn.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you hit me to that. I didn't know who he was. So you were hip to a year old, so older. So you hit me to some things. I was in the chasing Bird and Grover, you know, and but I could hear that more of a contemporary sound. But even though we was chasing the jazz thing, you had that singing quality in your sound.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Always.
That's literally right on point.
And we were just talking when we came here, and you were saying how you're used to actually when you playing actually as if you're singing the notes, right?
That's correct.
Yeah. See, I didn't come up that way. I came up, okay, this is A, this is B, you know, like pushing buttons, you know, learning the note. But I didn't have no idea you're supposed to actually be singing those notes while you're playing.
See, I would disagree. I could hear you singing, bruh.
Well, I played from the soul, so maybe that's when you heard that. I played from the heart. So, and I had like my sound came more from pain. I feel like, because when I heard Bird, it was like a voice that cried in the wilderness. Bird would sing, do do dee, do do dee do do wee, do do dee do 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 dee do 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 dee do dee do, and Bird had that melancholy type of thing happening, man. And I resonated with that. And Grover, my sound's a mixture of Bird and Grover. Those are two people that had the most impact on me. And Grover had a soulful thing that he played. You know what I'm saying? Do 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 dee do 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 lee.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I was that compelled me. You know what I'm saying? You listen to Grover too, right?
Are you kidding?
Yeah. So you had some of that Grover stuff in but your sound, man, had this singing quality, and you always had.
Are you saying Grover wasn't singing?
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
But I was, in my mind, I was kind of, when I played, I was trying to emulate Grover and Bird. So that's where that came from. I guess it was a singing quality. Mm-hmm. But like when I played my scales, I was just playing notes. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't singing each note going up the scales. If I'm soloing, I'm trying to, get there. You understand what I'm saying?
This is why these conversations are good, because I wouldn't believe that.
Yeah, man.
I'm a witness to your playing forever.
Yeah?
And I always thought you were singing.
No. I thought, well, I don't know. I don't think I was. Maybe it wasn't consistent, but that's neither here nor there.
Okay.
Another thing, you had great ears, I thought.
Okay.
You could hear. Do you agree?
I didn't think I had good ears. I have a good ear too in a certain context, right? Uh-huh. But like people that can just right away hear their fifths and hear the dissonant seventh or something. Mm-hmm. I had to train so hard at that kind of stuff. But I do know what you're saying. Like I have a good ear for a lot of things, like what makes this or that. Like that goes into the producing element as well. You know what I mean?
You could also hear when I was missing the changes, right?
I think everybody can hear that. Oh man, this guy! I'm telling you, I want to interview this guy because I tell you, I know some stuff about this guy, and it's really powerful. But go ahead.
Oh man. Did you have some friends in that New Jersey area that you were playing with coming up?
Oh yeah.
Give them some love. Who were you coming up? Who was the musicians who you were coming up with?
Well, I would say I would start with the Hendersons, John and Charlie Henderson. They had, they were great. That was the first band I ever played in, and they were like excellent musicians, older than me, obviously, but like. We started a band, and like I remember the first rehearsal, he had some Michael Jackson and had music to read, and then like when we started, I remember like the first night, man, like we sounded just like the record. Wow. Like he had all the parts, but do 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 do. Like that was my part, and I'm like, wow, So yeah, the Hendersons. I mean, for some reason I'm drawing a blank, you know what I mean? But shout out to everybody from Jersey and Overbrook. Those some great players, man. What's the one player went there, sax player? Never mind, go, because I can't remember his name.
Now, we're gonna get to when we met.
Yeah.
But you came to Kappa. You were in 10th grade, right?
10th, yes.
10th.
Yeah.
Where'd you go in 9th grade?
I was at Overbrook, back in Pine Hill, New Jersey.
Overbrook in Jersey.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we're gonna get to why you came to Kappa. I want to just kind of get some of the background.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Now, I think I met your mom maybe once or twice, whatever. Okay. Very nice, beautiful lady. What influence did mom? Give mom some love, man.
How did mom influence me?
Yeah, in terms of what did she give you because I noticed you were always a night Capadine. We talking about Capadine.
Man, this guy. I'm still nice.
I'm messing with you.
Yeah.
So, but when I met you, that's what I think. You were. I remember coming over your crib, man, and you getting us some pizza, man. Your mom was so nice, man.
Yeah, she was. She was a
sweet lady, man.
Yes.
What impact did she have on you?
Man, it's interesting, man, because you actually intuitively nailed it. Because my mom is the soft side. She's the humanitarian. She's the she was the one that would just talk to me about life, about things. And Don watched it, like kind of like, if you ever go to a party and you leave don't ever
my
drink.
mother did, my mother did say that. Yeah.
I remember, and I'll just say this, man, like, because these kind of shows are great because things that I would never, ever, ever, ever talk about again. Some of these memories are gone, you know.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I remember one time she's talking about people getting kidnapped. One time I almost got kidnapped, man, you know.
You almost got kidnapped.
Yeah, I was going across the street. This, like, the other side of this street was like, we were in apartments in these houses.
Uh-huh.
And I just remember I was walking out there and this car stopped. And they were like, hey, kid, you want to get across the street? Hey, get in this car. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And then it's just like your mom's wisdom.
Yeah.
Wisdom comes back to you.
Yeah.
And it came back to me and she's like, don't ever do that. You know what I mean? So like mom is like everything. And it's like, she died young.
Uh-huh.
And I hate the fact that like, it's almost like people's memory, some people, like I feel like her memory is, you know, kind of lost as people move on. But she was my everything. She was my inspiration. She was my, you know, like I said, my heart.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Now, me and you were very competitive. I know you're a very competitive person.
Super.
Where'd you get that from? Did that come from Dad?
That comes from the wards.
The war?
Yeah. The wards. There was a bunch of boys.
Yeah.
And,
So well again, Dad, we lost Dad a year ago. So
a year.
yeah, our condolences and
Thank
that
you,
sort of
man.
thing,
Thank
man.
you. Love you, Dad. Love you, Mom.
Yeah. What did Dad impart to you that you take with you and carry on?
You know, my dad, man, so many things, man. I'm trying to be succinct about this.
Yeah.
My dad he came from, like I spoke at his funeral, and I started off by saying, you know, he would always say I was short, black, and ugly.
Is that when you try to lay? Is that how you?
I didn't say it.
It's all good.
But let me say this about Dad, man. He's just remarkable, man, in the sense that, like, all right, he comes from a big family.
Uh-huh.
He would tell me things like, they owned all this real estate. They owned everything.
Mm-hmm.
And they would get up in the morning and you worked, right? And they would put him, say, in house number 7. And they would say, put the plumbing in and go down and put the electrical socket in here. He said, if he didn't know, he had to figure it out.
Wow.
And you didn't leave until the job is done. That was his personality. Whatever he said, he was remarkable in the sense that men today, my dad's word was his word. So he would, later he started an oil company, that kind of thing. And if it was 12 feet of snow, everybody knew 1207, 1208, Mr. Ward, you know?
Wow.
His word was his bond. And but he had he was so tough. He didn't believe in holidays. He didn't believe in none of that. You worked, you got it done, whatever you said, get done. And my dad became rich, if you want to say.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that. But I lived a middle class life. And once my parents broke up and he started this oil company and the millions started coming in, I wasn't a benefactor of that necessarily, you know? Like, yeah.
Because we'd have been even closer.
Huh?
Because we'd have been
Yeah, this guy, man.
Anyway, you were super competitive.
That came from football, like from the wards in football.
In football?
Yeah.
Yeah, you used to tell me about how you used to play football and somebody thought they were going, and you would nail them.
I was the guy. I was the guy in football. And this went on for I think since 3rd grade, I want to say, all the way to 10th.
Really?
And I'd be in the paper every week.
Really?
Yeah, Ward scores 3 touchdowns, 200 yards, you know.
So
it was a real decision.
Uh-huh.
The question you were about to ask me, if you want to ask it, I'll
go ahead.
wait. But it was a real decision, man. I remember football, it was getting real serious, you know? And it was I got it. I nailed this guy. this may be what you're talking about. I hit this guy now because I play both sides, right? Running back and linebacker. And I hit this guy and I smashed him. He went to the hospital. The ambulance came and everything, and everybody's celebrating, yeah, peace, but I felt something twing in my neck, and I just remember, like, I really thought about that. I said, man, this could be the end in a snap,
no doubt.
And I said to myself, I was always a thinker. When you ask who I am,
yeah.
I've always been a thinker. You even mentioned on the way down about a left side of the brain kind of thing, right? So I said, man, music could be something that it'll be longevity and blah, blah, plus something pretty good at this thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's how it happened.
Yeah. Do you remember when you said, I want to be a musician? Like when you made that decision?
It was not in Jersey, probably Kappa. Probably Kappa, because our sources.
Did I have anything to do with that?
Absolutely not.
Let me ask you, man.
Go ahead, Tom.
You not only were you competitive, but you very proud, man. Are you proud of the award name? Like, does that name, when you talk about being an award, is that something that you had to live up to because that name meant something, maybe in St. Louis, and is that something that you carry with you?
That's a good question. That's a very good question. So I would say yes, and there's different dispensations of your life. And I think that was one of the problems, is like it was ego. It was like I would mention wards, I'm a ward, this and that.
Yeah.
And my father was so professional and carried himself at he was almost impossible kind of guy, you know what I mean? So you just learn that, like he's the kind who's gonna walk up to you and say, your belt has a crack in it. Why would you show up with it? Why don't your shoes? I mean, my dad, honestly, he would wash his car every day, every other day. And if you show up for a meeting, your car's not washed, or even his oil trucks, spotless. Wow. And he said to me, I say, Dad, all these other oil companies, they look like crap. Mm-hmm. That's the nature of the business, right? Mm-hmm. His was sparkling, every truck. And he paid whatever it cost, $600, whatever, to get them on. He'd say, Don, perception is reality.
Wow.
So he said, and then later on when people talk about my dad, he said, I'd see his trucks and they were sparkling. I said, you know what, let me give this guy a call, give him business. He did a lot of business with a lot of people. And him being a black man in the oil business, he was the top guy for years, #1 oil company in the Northeast.
Really?
Because everybody did business with him because his word was bond. He's going to deliver. Mm-hmm. And then just the way he did everything was just on a level, second was not acceptable.
Wow.
So I hope that answers the question.
Yeah, well, that helps me to understand, because I remember being first chair saxophone player, and in the cap in the band, and I understand now.
Well, what happened? What happened?
I don't know.
I was first chair at some point.
Okay, maybe you were.
And so was Tracy. Remember?
Oh yeah,
Tracy last year.
Yeah, and that hurt me when I lost my chair.
Yeah. Which is crazy, because honestly, everybody told him was the best lead. This guy was born to read, man. He was reading the Omni book when I first met the guy, man. That's crazy.
I was passionate and determined. I think sometimes that's why people attract, but yeah, man, losing my chair, I think I went and cried somewhere. That's how much.
Now, is that because of your mom? Did your mom instill that in you, where being #1 and you have a lot of that as well?
No, I'm just
being #1.
Well, no. Well, my thing was, you want to interview me now? I got you.
Hey, bro, it's conversation. Conversation.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what happens is this. I was short, black, and handsome.
No.
It's not easy being short, dark, and handsome.
Okay.
Anyway, I've always had to fight for mine. I've always some people are given a red carpet treatment of life.
Yeah.
Things just, you know. I wasn't that dude. I had to work. I was always underestimated. People thought because I was a short cat, I was going to be easy work, but I was always quick with them hands. I had to do that, coming up in the hood. I didn't know certain things. 'Cause, I didn't come up with a father. So, like, I knew my dad, but it wasn't like, it wasn't a different kind of relationship than yours.
Yeah, understood.
And so I came up with this. I thought the world was against me.
Yeah, you still do, in my opinion. But go ahead.
No, I'm good. But at the time, I thought the world was against me. Mm-hmm. So I had to. I'm a fighter, so it might appear that I was. And it was fight. And then man, when you deal with I've since learned coming up in the black community, some of the issues that we had, psychological issues that we had, and I fought it. Some people turn to drugs, alcohol to alleviate these challenges. I was a fighter, okay. And I was competitive like you, but I stopped. I'm competitive more so with myself now. I had a professor that told me, Professor Irby, he said, all men are not created equal.
I saw that episode.
You did? Okay. So when I got that kind of thing, that kind of gave me perspective. Mm-hmm. So I learned that this is not a meritocracy, life. Mm-hmm. It's not fair. Mm-hmm. So why should I compete with this person? This person might, and then some people got favored. That's another thing you learn. Some people just got favored. Yeah. I knew guys, man, that can just get the girls. Mm. And I'm like, I couldn't get nothing. Mm. I mean, every now and then I got lucky, but but I knew guys that just they had a way with the girls. Yeah, yeah. Some cats just had some swag. They dressed like this. Yeah, yeah. That was that was their advantage. So I had to figure out, well, what's my thing? I was talented, hard worker.
Yes.
So I'm a hard worker. Mm-hmm. So I would, so that's part of my story, being a hard worker, dedicated. Like I was saying, when we come up, I said, man, I've been doing music for 46 years, nonstop.
Yes, I can attest to that.
And I'm still only maybe 65, 75% of what I could be. Mm-hmm. So I got to work harder. Mm-hmm. I had to learn, it's not just working hard, but now you got to work smart. You understand what I'm saying?
That's for sure.
Anyway.
Life is really about wisdom. Wisdom keys, grabbing those things. Otherwise, like you said, working hard, doing all that. Yeah. And a lot of people never get past it, which is crazy. They never get the solution and they stay there in that thing.
Well, a lot of times we got certain things going on, I think, inside of us that we dealing with certain things. Some people, like I say, they self-medicate like this. Yeah. Some people, we all got our little issues. And I'm blessed too. We all blessed.
Yeah,
so
yes, sir.
Yeah, so I got some blessings along the way. So it wasn't just. You remember the saxophone?
That's why I'm listening. I'm thinking about those things. You know that.
But my saxophone had to break apart in the middle of a solo for me to get that saxophone. You know what I'm saying? So it's all. It's was 6 in one hand and half dozen the other.
That's what they say.
So I've learned to just be thankful as I got older.
Yes, that's key.
Now back to you. I want to know, man, how'd you get into jazz? I'm talking about more so like the Charlie Parker, the John Coltrane.
I think that you want to be the best, and I think that like when you're listening to, if you're going to evolve, you have to learn jazz. You're going to learn. I would say Settlement Music School, our teacher, Mr. Stanford, you had him, that was your teacher, right? Yeah. And if you're going to not just play these little cute recorded like pop solos, and you want to really start mastering the instrument, jazz is calling you,
So when did you start checking out artists like Charlie Parker, John Coltrane, and Antonio Parker?
I'm not sure about the last one.
I'm messing with
you. See what I'm saying? This guy you talking about.
I'm just joking, man.
Yeah. If you remember, man, I think it was Settlement down in Queens, and they had a library. They
Yeah,
listen to
yeah,
a
they
library.
sure did. Yeah, yeah.
You remember us going up there and listening to Parker's?
Yeah.
So, I think that's when you start listening to it. But see, what I said earlier about all the resources given to us, sometimes in order to reach your potential, you got to get out. Like you got to leave maybe Jersey or whatever.
Yeah.
So do you remember going down to Gertz and us sitting in? Like we was sitting in with cats, man, and and then like we get up there and play our licks and our solos and all that, and they encourage us and come on back. But that is priceless. Yeah. But that's where like you start absorbing jazz. And to this day, that organ Philly jazz kind of that organ bop shabop kind of that's maybe my favorite. Maybe the Coltrane period, but I got different periods, but I just love that Gertz periods and all that, man. And then you and I, man, we went to Settlement and with Miss Lovett Hines. Yeah. And we got to sit in the sextet. That was like a rite of passage. Because remember Rob and Lou? We didn't just get in it. You had to get in there, man. So
we're gonna talk about Kappa.
Okay.
Yeah. So we met at Kappa in 1987. So that was the year Two Worlds.
No, not 87. Not 87.
No. I'm sorry. That's the year I graduated. 84. 83. Okay.
Year of the Sixers, bro.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry.
1983. 454.
I graduated in 87. That's right. Anyway, that was the year that two worlds, two universes came together.
You and I? Okay. Yes.
Okay. And I don't know I don't know, maybe because we played the same instrument and we were so competitive, but what was your first impression of me when you met me? I'm just interested in know that.
Well, I'll never forget. I walked in, auditioned for Kappa, and then Mr. Joel said, come this day, whatever. I came in, and that's a whole nother story. But anyway, when I met you, he said, hey, why don't you, this is a young man, why don't you come over and meet this young man and this little midget. Came walking over. Honestly, to be very honest, I remember you coming over, and I remember your stature, you were short kind of, but I don't remember you. That didn't make an impression on me. That was the moment we met. And I don't know how we evolved and clicked and like what was the day that like we hung out and all this? I don't. But as far as my early impression, I think the things you said, man, Tone is like you were an aggressive, kind of pure guy, pure-hearted, but didn't know a lot of things, man. Can I say it? Joan would like say things to me like, I'd say something about, this, the Congress. He said, what's the Congress? What's the Congress, bruh? What grade are we in? But he would say it so, just like a child. Like it wasn't like no judgment, just like told, like I would really take time. Like one time we talked about the mafia. You said, what's the mafia? I said, da-da-da-da-da. He said, well, can't they just wipe them dudes out? I said, yeah. Then I remember one time we were at a, the recital things. And Tone came down, and Tone is trying to be composed, and he's eating that strawberry, but he's eating the green part, the whole straw. I said, Tone, you ain't supposed to eat that part. He tried to be, it's almost like those movies, man, where like they're in a thing and they take a hors d'oeuvre and then they hide it because they don't know. That's who you were, man. You just were a lovable guy that you were focused on, Tone. Nothing was going to stop Tone, Even though you got beat up that one time and I had to save you, from getting beat up.
You know what's crazy, man?
Yes, sir. What?
I didn't know I was short until y'all people told me.
Is that right?
I thought like I was a giant.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
How's that possible, bro?
Because I know me. This ain't me. This is just the shell.
Isn't that something?
My mind and my spirit was bigger than my stature.
Actually, what you're saying is true.
Yeah.
Because I can relate to that because, like, now that I'm older, like, when we say many faces, right? A lot of, like, you know, the art of war is never underestimate your opponent.
I know where you going.
People always underestimate you because I'm nice, I'm sweet, I'm a gentleman, blah, blah.
Cap it down.
But they go there and then they don't realize, man, I'm going 10 times that, right?
Yeah.
And so what I'm getting at is, now that I'm older, like there've been situations where I want to get on them. I want to get on their heels. And then I realize, man, what are you going to do? You know, like, them kids will whoop your butt, man. You know, so that's so I'm saying in your mind sometimes. Yeah. You don't realize who you are. So maybe that's true who you that's telling you was short, bro.
Hey, man, I didn't know. Thanks for letting me know.
Okay.
Oh, man. Now, speaking of Kappa.
But we have to say a funny story. This guy used to be short and be playing the baritone, man.
Oh, my God.
People still tripping.
Remember
the baritone is this big,
I was,
man.
Remember that? And that started my hate of the. I don't think I played the baritone since because in the big band, the jazz band, the baritone don't get no solo.
Right,
You was getting all the solos, man. And then remember that time we were running for the bus?
Yeah.
I got this big old baritone. I said, we can make it. I was like, no, Tony, we ain't gonna make it. I said, yes, we can.
That kind of embodies, personifies everything, right?
Yeah.
And all of us. It wasn't just me. It was all we were going to settlement. We were catching a bus there. That's what we do. Because like from cap to ending, you would, there's just all these things, places we were going, you know?
Yes.
And anyway, the point is, the bus is going by. It's over. It's a wrap.
Uh-huh.
And then there's Antonio. No, he's not. Like, he's not going to miss the bus with a Barry. And he's this big, man. And guess what? We got on that bus, man. That's a legendary story, man.
Would you agree with me that first year at Kappa, it was just something special? We were located downtown on Broad and Spruce. Would you agree that it was that was a special time and moment in time?
If you would allow me, let me say this. When I will never forget my first day, prior to meeting you that day, get off the train, and we were at Spruce, right? Mm-hmm. So you had to walk through the city to get to the place, right? Mm-hmm. And I get off the train, and you just start noticing, but like the street was lit up because there were people dancing. Yeah. There were people doing these routines on the way. There were people like doing this, like there's a fire hydrant, they jump on it, and jump off. And then you have people singing, and I mean singing, you know?
Yeah, man.
And it's like, all this is just going to the building. Yeah. You get to the building, and then their breakdancing was just coming out. Yeah. So you open the doors, and people are breakdancing. You get up, you have to go to the 13th floor to open the door, and the people that like doing their dances.
Oh man, it was
special. It was the closest thing. If you see the movie Fame,
yes,
I heard that they got the idea. A lot of it was influenced by Philly. I'm not sure. I don't know, but that was the spirit.
Oh man,
and it was. You cannot quantify it in words.
Yeah,
you can't.
Absolutely. And actually, I wanted to know, why did you choose to come to Kappa? Why did you leave where you were in 9th grade and decide I'm going to Kappa?
You know, I think what I told you about that, about thinking and saying, I could do something with this music thing, you know? And like, I remember when I auditioned, it was cool, and Mr. Joel said all the great things, but probably one of the best moves I ever made.
Oh my God, man.
So the reason why I don't necessarily know, it was an opportunity, that's me.
Huh?
It was an opportunity.
The Opportunity Records. Who were some of the teachers that impacted you at Kappa? I mean, you mentioned Mr. Joel. Anything you remember about Mr. Joel?
I would say not in the moment. I just felt like he was a guy that never got his dues, respect. Like to later hear the da-na-na-na-na. You know, it's Mr. Joel.
On what?
That stylistic song.
On
the stylistic song.
Really?
Yeah. Da-na-na-na-na.
Really?
Da-na-na-na-na.
Yeah.
Da-na-na-na-na. That's Mr. Joel.
Wow.
Yeah. That's what I hear. I can't, you know. Yeah. But he's a guy, he reminded me of a guy, and I just thank him for the opportunity. And so many teachers, man. I remember Miss Silva from a standpoint of just beyond music, like just being a caring person and like, hey, don't do that. Sit up straight. Talk well. You're not going to get a job unless you speak properly.
What about Mr. Gorniak?
I remember Mr. Gorniak. He was a great guy, man. I'm gonna show him love. I felt like he believed in me, right?
Yeah.
I felt like he challenged us. You remember some of the stuff that we did as an orchestra, bro?
He used to say, Park, Antonio, there's going to be big bucks in the barrel. I said,
oh, man, yeah.
I said, no, sir.
You would actually argue and like we used to be like, what's going on here?
Yeah, I was.
You were fighting the system. Or something.
Man, I was crazy.
But yeah, shout out.
Did you have Mr. Ballantyne?
I did. I didn't have a lot of.
That was one of my favorites. Mr. Ballantyne.
He was a great.
Cool.
I see him on Facebook still,
but
I didn't have a lot of communication with him back then.
Okay. What about some of the students? That incredible, talented students. I want to bring up something. What's the girl that passed? Lori. You remember her last name?
I don't.
Oh man, she was a great she was in the vocal department.
Yeah.
And she had passed, I think, at that year.
After
or
Dreams?
maybe it was that year or the next year. I don't know. But what's her name, bro? Was it Lori something? I can't think of it.
Yeah. But what about her?
She I remember how great she sang, man. And then for her to pass, that was kind of deep. We lost some great talent. David Miley. He was
before his time almost, you know? Like he had so much charisma.
Yeah.
That can you imagine him today on them shows?
I always thought he should have went into New York and got on Broadway or something.
Yeah.
Because he was not only could he sing, but he could act. He had character. Siobhan.
Yeah.
Edwards.
Yeah, God rest her soul, man.
Beautiful. She used to sing so much that she would cry. I mean, she would just, whatever she was going through, man, she would sing and just tear up, man. And she would put all of it in the music.
It's a shame, man, when some people, like Siobhan, when we talk about people that made it, like, some people don't make it there, you know?
Yeah.
And she had something special, man. She was supposed to make it.
Yeah. A lot of people from Kappa were supposed to make it.
Correct.
But didn't. But that's how life is.
That's how life is, man.
Yeah, man. It's like, with all that talent, you hear a few people. What was the Phaedra? Remember Phaedra?
Yeah.
What was the guy
Marcus Goldberg.
Yeah. What is he doing?
I heard he passed too.
Really?
I don't know where I heard it, but I did hear he passed.
Oh man.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, man.
If you don't know, we did a movie.
We're talking about Dreams?
Yeah.
We're gonna go, hold on.
I'm just saying, Goldberg, he was phenomenal.
Yeah. And then Eddie Holman. Eddie used to walk around the school, banging on the wall, had his little J. Carne. Eddie was my big brother, man. He's good. I got to interview him.
I know, man. That's fantastic. You did.
Yeah, man. I had to do that, man, because he had, I would talk to this cat, man, and he just had so much information.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, but sometimes life happens to people.
Yes.
And everybody handle it. Some of life can be rough and brutal, man. But
it is.
Yeah.
That can be. It is.
Yeah. And so, and I just want to do some shout out.
Man. Eddie,
Vanna, we got Teresa Casper, Fred Goodson, Joe McDowell, Tanya Muir.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just going to roll the roll with you. Yeah.
Shane,
yeah.
Eubanks, Vance, Hendricks.
Yeah. Jonathan Phillips.
Yeah, Jonathan Phillips. Lloyd Gardner,
yes.
Tracy Lassiter.
Yeah. Ronaldo Whitfield.
Yeah.
Wyatt.
Yeah. Julie Holmes.
Yeah. You bringing them back. Yeah.
Who else we got? Eddie Mack.
Yes.
Chris Maloney.
Yeah. Crazy Chris.
Yeah, man, some great names. But I think we were blessed and fortunate to two of these wonderful musicians that came out of Kappa, and Joey DeFrancesco and Christian McBride. I would dare say that part of your our interest in continue to study this jazz
Absolutely.
music was being around these cats were like prodigies in a sense.
They weren't like, they were absolute prodigies.
And so if, I used to wonder how are these cats doing this stuff?
I used to say the same thing. I used to be like, yeah.
And so, but they inspired me to like, I'm supposed to be doing this.
Yeah.
Because it was like, Joey just blew my mind.
Yeah.
And then like Christian can play all this stuff on bass, upright, electric, whatever. Then he can get on piano. Then he can get on drum. I saw him do like a Art Blakey solo on the drum.
Get out.
Yeah, so I was like, I just thought we were very fortunate to be around these cats. And then
I didn't know he played the piano.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's like that, man. He's a brilliant cat, man. But yeah, we had that great experience at Kappa, man, and that time period. I remember when Wynton Marsalis, we were talking about Wynton coming up.
Yeah.
When he was the rising star of jazz, he was kind of renewing this thing, man. I was telling people when I met Wynton, man, I was holding back tears because he told me I wasn't serious.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is he talking about? And I understand now he was talking about going back. Wynton was into the historical thing, going back to, Louis Armstrong and
exactly.
Duke Ellington.
Yeah.
And at the time, I was all Charlie Parker, all Bird.
Right, yeah.
You dig? And so when he told me I wasn't serious, I'm like, man, I got a picture, a still of that moment.
That's crazy.
And I'm like holding back. If he had said something else, I probably would have it would probably just all came out.
Right.
Yeah,
right,
but
right.
I get what he was talking about now.
Yeah,
But yeah, man. That was still part of that great experience that we had coming up.
Bro, I couldn't. I've met so many, played with so many people through. Remember our first sextet gig, Hines, and we was playing for Mayor Good.
Oh, okay.
Remember Mayor Good?
I don't remember.
I feel like Pieces and Grover were opening up that night.
Right? Yeah, we had a lot of opportunities, man, to play. And we're gonna talk about the sextet and settlement. We're gonna go a little deep into it because that was great, a great asset to our development.
And a lot of people don't get that.
Yeah, but we were at Broad and Spruce for like 1 year,
Uh-huh.
and then we moved to 11th Catherine, which is South Philly.
Yes.
And I remember one time we were performing on stage, you and I, and man, the crowd was cheering us on, man. And I went, man, and slid on my knee. My boy Don said, "What? You took off your jacket and then hurled it, and hurled it into the audience." I said, "Oh man, but that was some great times, man."
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And at Kappa, we did productions.
Yeah.
Sound and music, whatever,
Yeah.
At that time, we had a TV movie that we did called Dreams that you were mentioning.
Yes.
Let's talk about Dreams. Because all I know was that my boy, Don, he got to write, how many originals? 3?
3.
3 originals they did of your song that you wrote.
The theme song and 2
And
others.
you had a feature like on where you on a train or something.
A trolley, yes.
Yeah, on the trolley before. Man, I was hating. I said, my boy, he ain't telling his boy. Don said, how'd you get that position, man? How'd you get in there like that?
It's funny. I'm gonna tell you the truth. The producers came from CBS, and I guess they did like some observation or something, or maybe Gorniak or somebody kind of, that you can like just push people forward. Mm-hmm. They seem to already have in their minds people they wanted to already pick to be the cast for the movie, right? Uh-huh. And I'm observant, right? Uh-huh. And I'm a thinker. So I'm watching this go down, and I was like, oh no, like this, like Marcus, Marcus Goldberg, all his songs are written and singing the Phaedra. And there was a girl named Renee Tuggle.
Yeah.
I got Renee because she was my girl. I said, Renee, And I took her to a room, and I was always writing songs, you know, and I had her learn this real quick. And I wrote the theme song, which would become the theme song. And like, I took it to the producers and all that. And then like, they slotted my music in. But I'm like, I want some acting. I want to get on CBS camera. So all I had was one line where I was like, Damon, are you ready for the show? Or something stupid, man. But
Terrific, Damon. You're late. Come on up. I want you to hear the final version of the Dream song Donald and Marcus wrote.
Yeah, Dame, you gotta hear this. Come on up here.
I had to make my way is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I wasn't picked.
Now, knowing that I didn't know what...
You was down the hall, so I looked for you, man. I looked for you. He always tells me...
That ain't hook his
That
book.
ain't true.
You know,
That is not
I said,
true.
okay, all right, he got it.
Revisionist history.
I will say this.
Go ahead.
You're the cat that got me to start composing. Because I'm like, oh, you wrote Smooth Groove,
Yeah.
Too Good to Be True.
Yes.
I said, huh. So I wrote the song called Straight Up, and Chris McBride did the bass. He created the bass player. And then I had this tune, I can't, boom, boom, bibbidi, boom, bibbidi, boom, bibbidi.
That was a good song. I still remember it.
Yeah. I said, no, you ain't gonna be the only one writing something.
That was song. That's you.
I said, so you were the cat. That inspired me to, I said, no, he writing something? And cause you was a show off too, man. You
think so?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yes. You had the shag.
You just, okay. You had a shag too.
I did.
Yes, you did.
We both were loafers.
Yeah.
He said I had the shag. But Don, what I'm saying, when you took center stage, boy, this died. He said, you opportunity. Don
Okay.
would play, and I said, what? But then
Okay.
I said, let me get on mine.
Because this is filmed,
Okay.
this is revisionist history going
All
down.
right.
So this guy just told a story about me throwing my jacket, right? And him sliding on the ground.
Yeah.
That was you. You were always the show off, the showman. You were always the showman.
But that's natural.
He
I
used
was
to
just a
play in front of the mirror for hours.
Yes.
For hours.
Because I was seeing my future.
But that came off, okay, that's your explanation.
Okay.
But it came off as very, but yeah, anyway, let me come back to Dreams. Let me
Okay.
say one thing. I think that I'm honored to say about Christian and Joey, that's their first recording.
Wow.
Yeah, now, because you remember that Mr. Rogers took us into the, what's the name? I definitely used Joey at this, I brought him over to Jersey.
Yeah.
And he just tore it up. And I believe he said, man, it's my first recording, you know?
Wow.
Yeah. There's a bunch of guys I gave them their first recording. Maybe we'll talk later.
Well, you were more aware than I was.
I think so.
Yeah.
We've established
But
that.
I had heart. I learned from people, so I was quick study. Said my boy ain't gonna be the only one writing something.
Yeah.
Now another thing that happened, the governor's school.
Okay.
I didn't make. That's another thing that broke my heart, man. You and Tracy Lassiter, y'all made the. What was the governor's school? I didn't make it.
The governor's school, it's a state thing where you have to audition and you go there for the summer and it's supposed to be the best of the best. And I got to tell you, those players to this day, I haven't kept up with them, but they were some phenomenal people. So you had to be the best of the best, and it was supposed to be a whole state thing. So you have All City Jazz, which we were in.
We went up, yeah.
Jazz, but I mean, there's a jazz band. But that's what that was. It was a phenomenal experience because you go away.
Yeah.
And you're isolated from environments, fam, all that, and you have to live with these great other artists.
Yeah.
I think Governor's School, Kevin Bacon, he was there before. Kevin Bacon's a famous actor. Sometimes I don't know what tone knows and don't know, you know. But Kevin Bacon went there the year, he was the guy in Footloose.
Okay.
And they did all those other movies, yeah.
Wow.
So.
Yeah, great time. Also, man, I remember, I played on the street corner for 10 years.
I was there.
Yeah. I remember the day we all went out, a group of us. This when we were still on Broad and Spruce.
Yeah.
We went down away from the school and started playing on the corner. I think we made whatever dollars, $10, whatever, each. And I said, And that, at the time, I'm ninth grade. Shit.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to make no money.
Yeah.
So I went out the following day
Yes.
and made about $50 or $60.
I remember.
That became my hustle.
It was. That was so funny. You see Toe walk around with all this change and this thing sticking out, and that was really courageous, man. You know, because I did it for I don't know how long, and then I tried to do it, a few times without you, right?
Yeah.
And this wasn't my thing, man.
Yeah, it was my thing. I didn't care what people thought. I was out here. Man, I got me one of them strawberries, Roy Riders.
Yeah, right. Roy Riders, yes, sir.
Went back in the hood, got me a cheesesteak. Oh man, I always had money. Always had money in my pocket.
Yeah.
But that happened because of the first time we all went out as a group.
I don't remember that.
I remember that. That's why I started, because I went out the following day.
I thought it was just you and me all the time.
No, we went out. Maybe it was me and you, but it was somebody else. But we went and played, made a few dollars. $10 was at that time was a lot of money. And then I went out by myself the following day.
Yeah.
And I said, what?
Yeah.
$60? And I ain't had no bills or nothing.
Yeah, right.
You couldn't tell me nothing.
I remember.
Shoot, man.
I remember we would go down to the gallery and we'd have money from that,
my God,
man. And
man.
that was
now,
something.
did you say Grover? You mentioned that one time we was out there and Grover came up, Grover Washington Jr.?
Yeah, you don't remember?
I don't remember that.
Are you kidding me?
You remember that? Tell me about that. What happened?
So we were playing, I want to say it was like 17th and Walnut. It was around Walnut.
Okay.
Which makes sense to me now today, because like the law buildings and stuff were there. So he probably was doing some stuff. This is a great story because Grover comes up, he's checking us out. Me and you were both playing, and me and you, we would always challenge each other, trying to solo and go back and forth, who would get the most applause and all that. And Grover comes up, and you kept playing. And I stepped to the side and started talking to Grover. And Grover was talking to me. That was the moment where I heard of publishing. Because Grover started telling me, he started telling me, And he said, whatever reason, he was telling me that things had gotten tight. And out of nowhere, he got a check for $30,000 for just the two of us.
Wow.
And he said, publishing, man. He was like, man, I'm telling you, y'all playing, y'all sound good, y'all gonna do something. And he said, make sure you get your publishing. I was like you, I don't really know what publishing is, but he just got a check for $30,000 out of nowhere, right? Which is so me and you. Like, I'm up here listening to Tony's just bopping and because he would always be bopping and when he played. But yeah, that was Grover, and I went on to have a real great relationship with Grover, and he took me in the studio with him. And wow. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know.
Yeah, he took me in the studio.
Really?
And
you ain't tell me that.
Yeah, I went to the studio with him, and we talked about something earlier. We had a conversation, me and Tone, about how you can believe in something and then believe the total package, the total picture.
Yeah.
So anyway, the point is, when I just remember this, not defaming Grover, but I had that thing of respect for Grover. I love Grover.
Oh, yeah.
You mentioned Sanborn, but I love me some Grover.
Yeah.
And so he took me in the studio. I just remember he was playing, and then when he came out, and he said, oh, yeah, good to see you here, blah, blah, yeah. And he lit up a cigarette. And I was like, Grover, you play sax. Are you? I'm not sure if he had a drink too, but it was just like, So we had a great relationship, man. I love Grover, man.
Let's talk about the great Mr. Lovett Hines.
Yes, sir.
Institution, man. We, that cat, I remember when I auditioned, I didn't know nothing about playing chord changes. And here you said I still don't. Anyway, man, but
that's debunked.
Yeah. He'd be like, hey, man, you got to play the chord.
Yes, right, yeah.
My man,
yeah.
Oh, man, he was man, I was telling my mom yesterday.
By the way, you tell her I said hello.
Okay. Yeah, her birthday was. I'll tell
okay.
Yeah, I
love you.
Yeah. But I was talking about Mr. Hines and that how he's become an institution because you're talking about Robert Landon and Lewis Taylor, you know, Donald Ward, myself. Remember David Stamm?
Of course.
That cat sound.
He was Sanborn.
He
bro.
was David Sanborn.
He was, man.
Oh my God! What happened to that cat, man?
Funny thing, he went. Last I heard, he went to work for Arista Records.
Okay.
Because I was trying to get a deal, and he kept on. He was in the A&R, and I kept on trying to get a deal with Arista when I was down to you. And he would be like, "Oh, that one's better. That song's good," you know.
Wow.
And I was like, "Dude, give me a deal, man." Yeah, that's the last I heard. That's another guy. If he became a successful businessman,
Yeah.
he should have been a player, man.
Oh,
he was
God.
killing back then.
Man, he was just.
Yeah.
We always, and the thing about we gave the love up, man. That cat was killing.
Killing.
Yeah, but he came up under Love It.
Yeah.
Emmanuel Wilkins, we get old, you start losing that. Jaleel Shaw.
Yeah.
And man,
That's
Leonard
more
Richardson.
you. I didn't know Jaleel.
Huh? You didn't? Yeah.
I didn't know him.
Well,
Yeah.
you had graduated.
Yeah.
Yeah. But a lot of cats, man. And we came up like looking up to Lewis Taylor and Robert Landon. They were ahead of us.
Yeah.
And man, but man, Mr. Hines, man, and there's a lot of other cats that came up under, up under Mr. Hines, man, and he's just become like, and you never know. He was just doing his job, trying to help. You know, he became this institution.
He's
man.
an institution. He
And, man,
is
so
an institution.
I would love to interview him. We got to make that happen, man. But yeah, Mr. Hines, man, I always got to give him some love.
Yeah.
Because man, it's people like that, you know, that has helped the music go from this generation and pass it down this generation.
Yes.
You know, and then I find myself doing the same thing, working with young people. So it's like a circle, man. It just goes around, you know. So, but yeah, man, Mr. Hines, I'm always grateful for people that really was instrumental in giving us an opportunity. I did gigs, man, with him with the sextet at Settlement, and like who walked up? Drummer. What's my man name?
I know. Getting old, man. Getting old.
Max Roach. Max Roach just walked up out of nowhere, you know, and it's like, so we used to get little gigs, man, you know. It might pay a few dollars, but it was like for young people to get that opportunity. I mean, we used to play at the zoo and all kinds of things. We was in the summer camp. Were you in the summer camps at Settlement?
I don't know. I don't
Okay.
remember. I don't
You were
know.
an all-city jazz band.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but you graduated and you won your 12th grade year. You were the first guy to win the McCoy Tyner Scholarship.
Count Basie.
Count
Stop.
Basie.
Yes.
Okay, I got it the following year.
I recommended you.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
My man.
Yes, sir. That's how we do it.
Hey, man. Okay.
I remember it was
I
Denise.
forgive you for dreams now. Man.
Okay. Count Basie's daughter. I think her name was Matthews for some reason. Like, I don't know if she used the surname, but Denise Matthews, I want to say. And yeah, she said, if you could just point us to some other, and I said, Antonio Parker, you know. And I feel like I had recommended Chris, or did you recommend him later? Chris McBride.
I would love to take that credit, but I don't know. They ain't asked me.
I feel like he wanted to, and anyway, I don't know. I can't remember.
I don't know if it's a thing
never
when they
kept
give
up.
it to you last year of high school or whatever. But I also won the McCoy Tyner Scholarship.
Oh, did you? Okay.
I was the man 12th grade year.
Yeah.
I was something about 12th grade. I was the man. But yeah, that was some good. But you graduated a year before me.
Yeah.
And you went to the what school? What college did you go to?
The University of Miami.
What made you choose the University of Miami?
Number one, I got a scholarship, and I just remember looking into different colleges, and their jazz program was like, it was my understanding, their jazz program and their music business schools were like, it was Berkeley, University of Miami, North Texas, NYU. Those were like the four masters, you know?
Yeah.
And like, what an experience, man, going down there,
Really?
the culture, the players. Forget about it, man.
Wow.
That
You had a great
introduced me to Brecker playing.
Really?
Yeah, everybody was playing Brecker, Bob Stern, kind of stuff. Yeah.
So what was your major?
Bob Berg. I'm sorry, Bob Berg.
Yeah. Incredible player, man.
Yeah.
Bless his soul. What was your major?
I went down. It was called Studio Jazz, right?
Okay.
So I was a player.
Okay.
And then I switched over into music business.
Yeah.
So it was a double major and
That's
a
why
minor.
I always thought you were further
Yes.
ahead than I was.
Yeah.
I just wanted to.
Yeah, right.
You know, so you were trying to get to the money, to the bag.
Absolutely.
You know what was crazy?
What?
I wasn't even concerned about money. I like money, you know, and money helps. But it's something about I just had the desire to be able to play this music on a high level. And hopefully the money comes along,
Yeah.
you get it here and there. But as I've gotten older and start looking at it, okay, there's a business behind this. You were able to see that earlier.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe that's the family, father, business kind of stuff.
Gotcha. See, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So you graduated with a music business degree.
I graduated. They still call it bachelor. I got a bachelor music.
Yeah.
It's a double major, but for some reason the school didn't recognize it as giving us a bona fide degree. But it was a double major in music business and a minor in communications.
Gotcha. And nothing. You was always an effective communicator.
Okay.
You were. You had that over me too.
I don't know, Tom. I don't know. Maybe in one context, but I can say this, man. The people loved you, right?
Yeah.
I feel like when you played on the corner, the people loved you.
Yeah.
And even that day, when you going back to this thing with the thing, I remember like they loved you. They were giving you like, so when I came and did this, that was just like, I got to do something, But no, people loved me too. But you have there's different things. Like this water's great here, and this may be another type, but it's also great in different aspects.
Okay.
So I'm talking about communication.
Yeah.
So we say I had it over you.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. You knew how to. You were more of a. You knew how to. Well.
I know what you're saying. I know what you mean.
Also.
I was maybe a little more polished.
Yes.
And business acumen.
Yeah. And opportunity. You were opportunist.
Yeah.
Opportunistic.
There you go.
In a good way though.
Yes.
Yeah. And you had by the way, you had a record company called Opportunity Record. We used to say in high school, we're gonna make it.
We're gonna make it. That was the theme song.
I see
I had a dream.
Seeing my name in life.
That's right. By the way, he stopped referring to the movie. It was called Dreams.
Yes. You had a roommate at the UM. It was a baseball. I remember you telling me.
Yeah. My first roommate was Mike Piazza. Mike Piazza is I think he's the Hall of Fame, but he's like a legend in baseball. He played for the Mets.
Yeah.
And that was my very first roommate, And it's
Let
crazy.
me ask you this. Being that we both know cats that.
I know a million people like Mike.
Yeah.
I know a million.
Really. What I'm saying, both of us.
Correct.
We know people that we knew them when they was Boys the Men, Questlove, Joey.
By the way, was he there when I was there?
Questlove?
Yeah. I feel like he was there in the corner of the drums.
Questlove, yeah, he was very shy. And
that's all I remember of him.
Yes, and very unassuming. You would never thought that he was going to burst on the scene like that.
There's another guitar player that I ran into. I think his name is Clay that was there with us. Do you know him? He's like Janet Jackson's guitar player.
Really?
He was with Kappa with us with Quest.
I had to see him.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But do you feel like you say some people get it? That thing you talk about, I have a dream of my name in lights.
Yeah.
And sometimes, because I thought I was going to conquer the world.
Me too.
You know what I'm saying?
I was destined.
Yeah. How is it that this world skips over us like that, man? Well, I ain't finished yet, so I'm still in the game.
Yes, sir.
I'm still trying to get it. You know what I'm saying? But what is that? Like, how do you interpret that?
How do I interpret that?
Yeah.
I think
you have had opportunities that maybe didn't turn into this or didn't turn into that.
I had many. That's what it is. It's like we make choices. We go here. Sometimes it's circumstance. Maybe I'm talking in general, not necessarily me, but you know, maybe people have a kid or someone gets sick in the family and they got to deter that. Money runs out at the U, and now you got to go here. But life is, man. That's why it's so important. Like we talked earlier about wisdom. Yeah. Because you could have a myopic way of looking at things. Like we talked about these two bottles. This one's a better community. Yeah. Like what is success? What is greatness? All these things. Yeah. And so at the time, it was conquering the world. It was getting that money, this and that, you know. Yeah. But what I just feel like, man, you have to find out what your path is and be the best that you can be at that thing. It's like a bus driver, right? Yeah. That wakes up every day, goes to work for 40 years, takes care of this and that. Like he's a hero, you know, even though society says, oh man, you ain't. Yeah. And then you notice that like you as a teacher, bro. You're doing a real
They beat me up every day, man. They beat
hang in there, man. Hang in there. Hang in there, Tom.
Hang it, okay.
Yeah.
Oh man. But yeah, I mean, you know, again, I go back to what my professor said, all men are not created equal. Some people just get this, something, it just happens, and you know, you gotta, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah, keep it moving, man.
Keep it moving. That's important.
Let's talk about you as a business music exec. What are some of the things that you've done on the executive side of things?
Well, let me say this, that as we just stated, which is so apropos, that you do what you got to do, right? So, and just like my father, like you find your way. So I became like successful in business, right? Like as a sales consultant, I'd be #1 in the country. I was getting that money, you know? Yeah. And then it would be crazy. So I always had this paradox happening, you know, where it's like you have to really dedicate if you're gonna be #1 at a company or something. And then all of a sudden you get a call that says you got an opportunity to go on tour with somebody. Your business, they're not trying to hear it, especially if it's a real Fortune 500 company or something, you know? So I'm only bringing that up to say that I am so happy with those experiences because it taught me so much business acumen, just the lay of the land of corporate. It's almost like going to college. Someone that's never been to college, they don't understand this life. You have to make sure your meal plan is right. You got to make sure all this and that, right? And in corporate, I'm glad I learned so many things of dotting your I's and crossing your T's and stuff like that. And I wanted to expand that into music, right? So then I tried to have, publishing companies, record companies. I went into management.
Downward management.
See,
and you've had artists too.
I've had some unbelievable artists. Yeah. Unbelievable.
Well, that's what I mean.
And let me say this, because everything's not quantifiable, right? In the sense that I have been on the doorstep so many times. I'll just tell you one story, just one.
Okay.
I mentioned earlier, like Ramsey Lewis. His son Frame went to Miami. We became very close. And Frame was like a master at getting record deals. Like, you talk to him, like he have some $1 million budget. Like you never even see the record, you know? Like this is almost a game, or like you can get this huge budget to shoot videos, record an album, and then not necessarily go mainstream, but you got $1 million and you only utilized 400,000 of it. Yeah. Where'd that other 600,000 go? Yeah. That's, I'm not saying that's what Frame, but I mean, so anyway, Frame, one time I sent him this girl, and Frame was with GRP Records, and I think he had talked to someone at Sony. They all liked her. It was Sony, because Mariah Carey's husband at the time was Tommy Mottola. He got Tommy Mottola somehow he was involved. We were going, see what happens is, it's almost like an election or something. Like the deal is already done. You just have to find out how big your budget's going to be. So I'm already celebrating, man, you know, at the time, you know, like the family, and we're going to get this. We moving on up. We moving on up, boy. And so the girl was, we had her like at the time. You remember Pink? Mm-hmm. Pink at the time was like an R&B. She was R&B. Mm-hmm. And they wanted my artist to be like Pink. Mm-hmm. So we had her like in black and, you know, background dancers and all that. And so she calls me one day and she says, Don, I need to speak with you. You know, white girl out of South Philly. Very good. Anthony Newitt recommended her to me. He's a fantastic producer. Anyway, I just want to give him a shout. But she says, Don, I need to speak with you. And I'm just like, listen, I know you're concerned. Your life's going to change. And we'll get a financial planner to talk about that kind of thing. And da-da-da, we'll get you media training, a lot of cameras, right? And she says, no, it's just that. What? It's just that I don't want to be a dancer that, like, does these dances, and I want to be known for my voice and the purity of my voice, you know? And I'm not making fun of her because she loved her voice. And sometimes that's what happens to make it. They will put you in another hat. That's what happened with Pink. Pink first was with L.A., I think, L.A. and Reed. L.A. Reid and Babyface. Okay. And they had her on the rooftop dancing and all this. And like, she had pink hair. Yeah, yeah. She didn't want to do that, you know? To my understanding, and that's who she is today. She's a huge rock star. Yeah, yeah. And that was her bag. Wow. But in order to get the deal, she had to do that. And that's what the girl essentially was saying to me. But the point is, they were flying her out to either Chicago or New York or something. And Frank was like, bruh, do you understand? Like, your word. Like, if I get you to vouch and da-da-da, and then this falls through, it was his political capital that was lost in that moment. Because she was like, I just can't do it. So that's the story of my life. I've had so many deals, and I'm just thinking, how big's it going to be, that and that. And it's just unexplainable. She changed her mind. And that was one thing I learned about human psychology. If you're going to be in management, very first thing, whether it's marriage, whether it's marriage, management, whatever, get everyone's expectations clear. Gotcha. Like, if you don't want to dance, like I've been offered deals, and then when I realized this or that, and the travel or something, you know, and they're like, are you crazy? You know? So, yeah, that's Tommy Mottola, who was like, he became the head of everything. Yeah, wow. That's the story of my life, bro. Yeah. Wow. So you was right at the door. I don't even talk about that story. The fact that I've even just told it is amazing. I forgot about it.
Another thing that happened, the whole music industry changed.
The whole thing.
I mean, like there was a time you could write "Man in the Mirror" and you still be eating off that
forever.
Years. Yeah. Now, you know, now they say, man, they getting millions of streams and it'd be like $4,000 or something.
That's right.
And it's like, so can you make money in this music thing now?
But that's the thing. You got to get wisdom and understand how. The streaming sucks. You know, I'm not gonna get into that, but that's why they stay on tour forever and those merchandising. Yeah,
they done messed the whole industry up, man.
Yeah, yes,
it's crazy.
That's how like technology can be great, but then it can be terrible.
Yeah.
Have you heard of Sono?
Huh?
Have you heard of Sono?
Sono.
I think it's Suno. It's an AI music program.
I don't think so.
Okay. You give me a call next week, man.
Okay.
I want you to check out. All you have to do, you can just type in this and say, make Antonio sound like Tupac with a backslap beat from so-and-so. 10 minutes, it is amazing. I mean, I'm not talking about like, that's cute. No. I'm talking about like we're all out of business.
Wow.
Yeah, check it out.
Can AI play giant steps?
Probably. I'm serious. I don't doubt it.
Oh man, that's crazy, man. You also was a prolific songwriter, and like you wrote some nice songs.
I wrote some great songs. I'm not gonna lie about that.
Yeah,
my song was crazy. Yeah.
And this is what I always got on you about.
I was versatile.
This is what I always got on you about.
Yeah.
You know, I'm one of those cats about document your stuff, own it, and document. You know, but you're chasing the opportunity, man, and so forget that song about this. And I I was like, man, you probably had some songs that you probably.
Major flaw.
Wow.
No, that was a major flaw of mine.
Yeah.
It's like, I feel, in my mind, it's kind of like, I can write a song in 17 minutes, right? I'm serious. Like, every part, it's like writing a screenplay. I can just sit down and just draw every piece of that thing out, right? And I feel like I can do it again, and that's crazy, because sometimes you got to, you ever like been in the studio? It's a great example. Like, I've been in the studio, I'll get hired for a record or something, and then like the first take it's magic.
Wow.
It's butter, right? But being a perfectionist, you know, I want to do 5 more takes and all that, and it's crazy. Sometimes it's great. So what I'm saying about writing a song, sometimes something that I'm just throwing, I would lose stuff in storage.
Wow.
When I move, I lose. It's horrible. It's terrible. Wow. You bring back more songs to me. Like you said, smooth groove. Yeah.
Man, I also think, man, that you should have been like the smooth jazz cat. Man, you could have been that cat, man. Like, cause you had a sound, man, and you knew you had your ear to the ground. Like, you knew it was the sound of today. Unlike me, you always you know what I was trying to be a rapper.
Yeah.
I said, Tony, you ain't no rapper. I said, hold up, man, I'm Tony P. I was like, man, you ain't no producer. And I would play my stuff for you, man. He said, Tony, that sound like it's from 1970.
It's true, man.
But you always was connected to what was happening.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
Very much so. Yeah.
Is that your executive hat that you?
That's a good question. I would say yes. That's part of it, but part of it is just I'm into.
What's happening today?
I was, you know,
Yeah.
like the first question, who was Don Ward?
Yeah.
A lot of those things, I'm not that anymore. I don't care about.
Yeah.
I'm almost. I'm a recluse. You know,
Oh, wow.
I'm a hermit now.
Really?
I don't care about so many things that I cared about.
This is what I want. I'm glad we're doing this
Yeah.
because I want people need to know your story and what you know. You know, it's a shame we have so many geniuses like yourself in our community, and people walk past you, don't and you can.
Genius.
So,
I mean, it's all relative,
you have
bro.
a
It's all
genius.
relative.
Yeah, I'm just saying. You
But
know,
thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You have insight. When you done live 50-something years,
Absolutely.
you got experience, you got trials that you've overcome, so you know a little something.
That's
something.
right, though.
That's half a century.
Yeah.
Over half a century.
Yeah. But like you said in the car on our way up here, you said sometimes you got to stop and take it in. If you just keep going down that path,
Yeah.
then you just you keep you don't elevate.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you think well, let's get to it.
Okay.
I read a post, where you said I've quit music, or I'm no longer into music.
Did I post it?
I think you posted something. And you said it was so like freeing, like it was. You said something like that. It was like, you know, explain it. I mean, give it to us.
Okay. I want to say this because So let me say it in 2 parts. First part, I want to say, at the time, I was playing with a very popular band. Now I'm not going to say the name, right? These guys sell out every show, right? I heard you asking John Lampkin. Is there a difference between playing with the jazz audience or the?
Yeah.
By the way, he was talking about John B. And my boy writes and produces for John B.
Wow.
It's just like all these interconnections. Like so
yeah.
I'm sure they know each other.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
Ask him if he knows Eric Jackson. Eric Jackson, guitar player and producer. So, what was I saying? Where did I leave off?
You were going somewhere.
Okay.
No, we were talking about.
Okay, I was playing with this band, and they are like, there's a difference, man. Like sometimes obviously, if you're on a certain level, you're playing with Janet Jackson, obviously the sold out thing. But this fanaticism. So everyone doesn't experience that, particularly in jazz, right? Like I just said, we were playing, I think 130, 140 gigs a year, right?
Wow.
Sometimes 26 gigs a month, right? I mean, a month. And when you show up, man, people are touching you. When you're on stage, people are grabbing you, touching you. Like, you look around, there's a girl that jumped on stage. And, like, see, this is what I was saying about the dichotomy, where that sounds great. That sounds like you're a rock star. Bro, when you're up there, if somebody bumps our tooth
Yeah.
with a saxophone in your mouth,
Yeah.
and they're drunk, they're wild, they're touching you, and they're hugging you. And so I was playing with them, and music had got to the point where I would get to the game and be like, what time's it over? What time's the break?
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
And I loved them because they paid on time, boom. You don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Like in some other settings, right?
Yeah,
Where
yeah,
it
yeah.
may look good, but Freddie left with the and look, check this out. Did you have the macaroni? Take that off your bill. Take it, you know, with this little tiny, like, bro. Yeah. I'll pay you tomorrow. Yeah. You got my number? Nah.
He said, did you Oh boy.
But anyway, music became laborious. And at the time I got sick. This is just before COVID. And I wasn't happy. I was just thinking about, like, sometimes these people, I remember we played in Wildwood one time and like the capacity was 2,000 people.
Wow.
I might have the numbers totally off, but you'll get the point. It's like, I think it was 2,000 and 10,000 showed up. That was this band's like attraction, right? And, but it was laborious to me. I mean, I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the players, enjoyed it, but I just was tired of music, man. And the other side I wanted to say is, like, I always bring up the Mark Spitz story. Mark Spitz. He was a famous swimmer in the Olympics that won everything. And then, like, my understanding, if I remember the story, he was like, after the Olympics and he won all these gold, he didn't want to get in the pool again. And they were like, you're Mark Spitz.
Yeah.
Now, I believe that's what happened with Phelps, Michael Phelps, Phelps or whatever. And they said, imagine this. Everybody's going to Dairy Queen. You're in the pool. Everyone's going to a basement party.
Yeah.
You're now in the pool, or you're looking at film or this or that or something. Like, it's like when you dedicate to greatness, it can wear you out.
Yeah.
You know?
I
And
can see that.
so I just got tired of music.
Do you still like music?
That's a great question. I love music. I love music, but it's just like my friend here, Antonio, he thinks that if he writes a song, the world's supposed to stop. The world's supposed to...
Absolutely.
Like legacy and all that. Like, I don't think that music is that important. And part of the thing, Tone, is that being a sax player and all that, like when Coltrane did the 4 Girls song and all that, Alabama, he was making a real statement, right? But it's like, you can only say so much with your horn in music that's not verbal.
Yeah.
Like, if you and I talk about all these philosophical things, why is rap so popular? I can give you a lot of reasons, but you're talking, you're hearing the words, the narrative of stuff and the flavor and this and that. And like, you get a lot of things that I know I can tell you may not agree, but I just feel like I can't tell my whole story. That's why I like film, because it's vocal, it's verbal, it's sight, it's everything.
Yeah.
And that's actually what happened with music when they start going into the video.
Yeah.
MTV killed the music.
Yeah. I hear what you're saying.
Do you get what that means? Okay.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. But I am about legacy. Because to me, Charlie Parker died 15 years before I was born. But
how many?
About 15 years before I was born. But his music that he left was so powerful that it actually transformed my life. You know what I'm saying? John Coltrane, you know. So to me, your art, it carries your legacy. When you leave this planet, it will survive you. And it can have an impact far beyond your years on the planet. That's why I'm like, you know, I may write like I tell people, tell your story.
Yeah.
Everybody has a story, right? Mm-hmm. Some people think that these things that they have to overcome to make it. I tell my mother this, Mom, you know, you need to document how you was able to get over these hurdles in life, because it can help somebody, you know. I think that it's always your intention of why you do something. Like if you're doing it just for money, you know, if the money don't come, you might say, I'm done with this. If you're doing it for fame and whatever, women and all that, you know, whatever you're doing it for.
Right, right.
I do think that it adds to the ongoing humanity, upward mobility.
Referring to music?
Music.
Okay.
I mean, like when I listen to Tchaikovsky or some Beethoven,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
stuff, you know, that stuff, I mean, like, it's
incredible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, man.
Incredible.
Yeah. And so, but even none of that, when I put on some Grover,
Absolutely.
and I just say, man,
Yeah.
that he's still here with me.
Yes, sir.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah,
when I hear, you know, Roy Hargrove. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that's what it becomes. It's not about the fame, like, you know, or even being. But if my music or something I create can touch somebody and move them, that's payment for me.
Last Dance.
He said,
That's your.
That's it.
That's.
I think
it's a level of perfection, man. I honestly believe that.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I appreciate
But as far as the Coltrane thing, I want to clarify. What I'm saying is not talking about money. I'm talking about. I'm only talking about instrumental music and the saxophone.
Yeah.
You could only.
Yeah. Well, so music being functional.
Of course, it could touch your soul and all
people
that.
like to hear words because the words tell the story.
Well, you just said your mom, right?
Yeah.
Like you say, tell your story.
Yeah.
What did you just say?
Yeah,
Verbal.
A
verbal.
But I'm not gonna be
Action.
one-dimensional with it. Like you, when you say you into cinematic and all that, that's the whole. You're acting. You got it on camera. You're talking. Your music is in the background. So it all plays a part to the big picture.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
But there are times where I don't want to hear no words. I just want to hear.
That's a good point.
I want to hear.
Yeah.
You know, I get it. And then music can serve different functions. I get the point, but you're a songwriter as well. So did you stop writing songs?
What are you asking me about?
Like you're a songwriter?
Yeah.
Right? So you
I used to be.
Wait, yeah, so I'm saying,
Yeah.
But you gave up on the whole thing. You ain't just give up on saxophone. You said the whole shebang.
Yeah. It's such a thought process, you know, and to verbalize it, you know, because there's so many things I could say.
Yeah.
You know?
You don't miss it?
I don't. I didn't. So to your thing about the Facebook post, yeah, it was great. For one thing, not working every night, right? Mm-hmm. Like, which is blasphemy for a musician.
No,
we want to work.
Yeah.
We want that paper, right?
I understand that.
How many people want gigs, right? But yeah, it's the nature of it. Like, so you're doing.
It's taxing.
It's taxing. But if you're also getting done, say at 2:00, and you're all the way the heck down here, now you got to drive all the way there.
Yeah.
And then you got to do it again.
Yeah.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah.
That was a lot. That was a lot.
Yes, I understand that.
That's one thing. Also, you got to say, it was also extraordinary becoming difficult, you know? Like we talked about Sonny Rollins saying that like music is also physical, you know, to play that?
Yeah.
That's something that Sonny told me. And so like it was getting taxing, like you said.
Yeah.
So
I
there's
got
a
you,
lot
man.
to it, man.
Yeah. Well, you have a couple of recordings that I've seen online. Remember Him?
Remember Him?
That was a sax song you played. It's called Remember Him. I saw that online.
Oh, I don't.
Or Broken.
Broken? Okay.
Yeah, Broken was. I got that one.
Okay.
Yeah. And so.
That was Christian.
Yeah. And so it's. I always believe that even if like I have some friends that have passed on, and they did one recording.
Yeah.
And when I listen to that, because after you leave here, that's all you get.
Yeah.
That one recording, just made me what the connection back.
Yeah.
And and had not he did that,
Yeah.
everything took it to the grave.
There's a brother that just passed away. Did you see that? The singer. It's on. I mean, he's a great.
D'Angelo.
No, not him. Not
Okay.
him. This is like going back to the 70s, like I think Wildflower or something like that. But like just hearing the short excerpt of him just doing his thing. It was just only like a 12-second thing.
Yeah.
It just takes me back to go traveling to St. Louis and back and
Wow.
all that. Thinking of my mom, my dad, and all that stuff. So yeah, it has a powerful impact. I believe it's part of another book that I want to write, But I believe that like there's 40 rings that are our lives. And that's why you could hear a song from Denise Williams or Marvin Gaye and you instantly start smiling because everything from that ring, when you heard it that summer, the smell, you could smell the firecrackers. You could remember the barbecue. Everything
It
in
takes
that
you back,
ring.
yeah.
And that's why it's just like instantly, and then that's why even like as humans, when we talked about like, we don't always get the picture when you talk about, I'm conflating a lot of things, but what I'm trying to say is sometimes our senses, the dopamine starts flowing and we just think, oh, it was great back then. Maybe it wasn't really, But the dopamine flows in our heads and serotonin and we say, oh man, everything was great.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's part of my book if it ever, go fund me.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. I got a couple more questions.
Man, go for it, man.
Yeah,
This is very, very good.
Yeah, cause we could be up here all day.
Bro, I'm impressed. And the funny thing is, it's conversation and jazz, but it's like jazz is, you're limiting yourself, man. Like there's so much more to talk about.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
It's like you said
you
to me.
you have podcasts, man, that talk about everything under the sun.
Yeah.
I'm a jazz cat, man. And,
Yeah. No, but you're also a world life kind of philosopher.
Really?
You talk about all these different other things. Like people may know you as Tony the jazz guy.
I only want them to know the jazz part.
Okay.
You did?
Yes, sir. All right, let's go.
Anyway, man, we talk all the time, man. And you told me, and I said I'm gonna ask him this on camera. You was playing as a kid somewhere in Jersey.
Oh, okay.
In the woods.
Yes.
And you saw Bigfoot.
Yes.
Hold up, Dom. Were you drinking? You saw the Bigfoot. Like, tell us the story, man.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I honestly wonder if this is the crux of the thing here. This is honest. This is what happened, and so in that time, right? Everybody knock on everybody's door, and we would just get together and we play football. Especially in the suburbs, everybody had baseball equipment. I mean, the whole gear, Even hockey, everybody had their sticks, and we had the goal, And so, I was a good athlete back then, and I just remember this guy and this girl, this boy and this girl. I remember they were out there, and to me, it was just like, I'll take you on my team. I'm the captain. You on my team. Whatever it is, kickball, anything. And I never even thought another thing about it, right? I get this knock on my door the next day, and this kid is out, because he was visiting. He wasn't from our thing, which is what I hate, because it almost feels like I can't document it, right? Mm-hmm. But he knocks on my door, and he's like looking for the game or what's happening, And so I look around, and I just remember it was a summer day. It was extremely hot. And I'm looking around, and nobody's out. And I said, well, I had a friend named Tommy Sioko that lived in another housing community. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking, well, let's go by Tommy's, right? So I take him and his sister's on a bike. He's on, and we're going down, and you go down by the clubhouse. They had a clubhouse, tennis courts, and swimming pool. You go back there. Mm-hmm. It's all undeveloped, but you cut through there, this trail, which was led into the woods. Mm-hmm. It's all undeveloped. So, but there's trails. So you take this trail, the trail will go up, come around like this, and then once it came around, you could either go left or right. It's like a dead end. It went left or right. And so anyway, I get there and we come around, we're just talking and blah, blah, blah. We get here right at that intersection. And for whatever reason, I went left. Because if you go left, there's less woods that you're gonna come out to the houses. I go, we get, and I turn left, and all of a sudden, we just hear this, pah! I can only equate it to like, it sounded like he snapped the tree. But it was so loud, right? We stopped, we looked back, and there's, I call it a Yeti, right? He's standing there.
A Yeti?
Yeti, yeah.
That's what you call Bigfoot?
Yeah, because if you go to other communities, they talk about them all the time, right? Other races, Indians and stuff. Anyway, yeah, this pah, and we turn, and he's standing there about 9, I guess because like Wimby.
Your friend saw this too?
Who?
You was with somebody? But
Yeah, I was with three, there were 3 of us.
All 3 of y'all saw this?
So we heard it, we look, and we turn, and we just tear out of there, like down the thing that turns like this. And
Was it looking at y'all?
Yes. And all I could tell you is that when we turned, we were running, I was running so fast that my feet were not touching the ground, right? Like my brain is sending signals to just get going, right?
Yeah.
And my feet aren't touching the ground. And I just remember, man, when we got out, nobody said a word. We're just like, we're breathing. And the kid says to me, the boy says, "Did you see that thing?" Right? And when he said it, it became like real. Like, I don't know what I just was like, what happened? You know?
Yeah.
And we're breathing. He says, when he said, "Did you see that thing?" I'm like, "Yeah, you saw it."
Wow.
And then we're all just like, and like we had to go back by the pool. There's just people on the pool splashing. It's just like, there's a freaking Yeti in here. But I want to say this. What did he look like? You know that communication, they say communication is like 90% not verbal, some crazy number, right? I'll say this. I don't care what, when I see people talk about a Bigfoot or whatever, and they make it look like a monster, he was like a young Yeti that was kind of playing with us. Like he could have killed us. If we would have went right, like I don't know if he would have hurt us, harmed us, you know? Because he looked like he was just like kind of like looking at us, and he was big. He was like 9 feet tall, you know?
Wow.
He was like reddish, brownish kind of. And maybe there's a bunch of them, because when I see other things, and they got them all like huge, this wide, he wasn't like that. He seemed like he was literally playing with us. And he snapped the tree to like, you know? And then like, it's just crazy. Like these are my facts, anecdotally, right? And then later on in life, when you hear about these stories about people, I saw Bigfoot, and they're like, he was snapping trees. You hear what I just said? He was snapping trees. I'm like, that's what my Yeti did way back in. That's the absolute true story,
brother.
And the crazy thing is, like, you want to ask me this on camera and stuff. I probably have only told total of my entire life about 12 people.
Now, have you reconnected with these guys?
I don't even remember them.
Wow.
I don't even remember them. Like they were whatever, but I will never forget that.
So you believe that Bigfoot exists?
Yeah, I believe that there are tons of things that just because we haven't.
You believe there are other beings out there?
Aliens?
Yeah.
See, I don't discuss that. I have no knowledge. I have no.
But you would.
The possibilities are.
But you do believe in Yeti.
Oh, I saw him.
Wow.
That's it. It's not even a big deal to me. Honestly, I guess in life, it's not something you should talk about, because then you're.
I think it's fascinating.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's fascinating. I mean, it's like, wow.
It's something that I don't even think about.
To know somebody that's seen it.
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
But why though? But that's the thing though.
Because we are, as human beings, we are curious. It's like somebody that said they saw a ghost.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, are you sure you saw a ghost, or was you seeing things?
See, now this is crazy, because we were talking about, we're not going to get into it. Like you said, keep it jazz.
Okay.
but we were talking a little bit about religion, and it's like that's all throughout the Bible is spirits. God is a spirit.
Yeah.
They that worship him must worship him in spirit and truth. He's a spirit, right?
Yeah.
And if you understand the definition of like demons and stuff like that, I mean, there's so many incredible things in the Bible that are really not to the logical mind. Like when you talk about Nephilim, and giants, and angels sleeping with women, So
Enoch,
what happened to?
Yeah.
If you understand it, you understand like where demons and that kind of stuff come from.
Okay.
And so, what I'm trying to say is
You have insight into these things?
into what?
These Nephilims and all that?
It's biblically, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just asking. Oh, man.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is all these Christians and stuff like that, we read about it in all these different chapters, angels. But I guess if it's a good angel, then that's acceptable, or something. But people are crazy.
All right, I got 2 more questions.
Okay.
What's next for Don Ward? You mentioned something about a book. Are you working on something? I mean, I don't want to give, I don't wanna give baby weight the bathwater, whatever.
Yeah. Don't take this the wrong way, right? But I just watch so many things and get everybody's story and take all that in. Like I'm just a big satellite, and I'm not relegated to just music. That's when you say who's Don Ward, I'm not relegated to just this thing,
I got you.
But it's what comes next. What I'm trying to say is, don't take this the wrong way, but like Einstein, they said he would sit there for hours, not notating, figuring out his MC squared thing, and he would think about the flaws, and then all of a sudden in his own brain, he's doing all these calculations. It's like, that doesn't work. It's flawed, And so I have a number of books I've written in my head. A lot of it is like when you write a screenplay, you have to write out the scenes and da-da-da-da-da.
Storyboard and that kind of,
all that, exactly. So all these things, I have different books, and they're all in my head, but a lot of them are written. I just have to put in a little bit of the connectivity.
Yeah. Well, beautiful.
So I'd like to do a book, and what else is next? We'll see,
All right. And how can people generally get in contact with you? You said you're a recluse, so I guess they can't, right?
A recluse?
A recluse.
Yeah, I don't really have. I mean, if you Don Ward Music, Gmail.
Okay.
I mean that's that. But as far as like all my links and stuff like that, that's all like Donald of that era.
I got you.
So now I'm reinventing. Like I was just getting some domains.
Got you.
And I think I'm starting this YouTube channel and stuff.
Okay. Well, wow, man. I feel like we talk for the last almost 40 years, man. We talk, we've just been in constant communication, man. But I feel like I learned a whole. It's something like when you sit and talk to a cat. Cause we usually talk on the phone.
Yeah, right.
But to see your expressions and your eyes and the eyes is the window to the soul and all that kind of stuff.
That's what they say.
Yeah. But
see, I'll say this last thing though. You hear what I just said? That's what they say. I'm not a believer of that. Of that. If you want to know something about me, I challenge everything. That's what they say. Who's they? And what makes them the arbiter of saying this?
It's a saying to say that. It depends on your level of intuition and all that. You can look at a person's eyes and you can see certain things.
Private joke. Private joke. Yeah.
Anyway, man, it's been an honor, brother, to be my man.
Yes, sir.
My brother from another mother, man.
I mean, I don't know how much jazz and stuff we talked about, man, but
no, man,
I had so many stories to tell. We talked about Whitney. I wanted to tell them these different stories, but maybe it'll be a part 2. And I want to interview you for a fee.
Oh yeah, okay, no doubt about it. Shoot, you can talk about when. What you got to talk about when? What you want to talk about when?
Oh, I was just thinking about as we were kids,
man,
how we would challenge people.
Oh yeah.
And I was just thinking about how many people I would like go up to like foolishly and challenge. You know?
I remember when you challenged Whit. I remember that in high school.
Yeah.
When because Whitten came up and you would, yeah.
But I mean, I challenged Whitten. I challenged George Howard.
Wow.
I challenged Sanborn.
Really?
I challenged Donald Harrison.
Really?
Yeah. I went backstage one time and he was with Art Blakey. And I don't know if they were on break or they had finished the gig. And, you know, we used to do it too, right? We go in there and be like, talking on this, just so silly now. And I was like, yeah, man, you know, I'm Don Juan, I'm Kappa, and this and that, right? And he said, man, come here, man, play a scale, right? I'm just telling you one story. This is what Donald Harrison said. Play a scale. And I go play a scale. He's like, man, he grabbed me in my horn. And like, he's like, your fingers are flying off, this and that. And, you know, I just never forget. But the point is, the point is how there's so many people that we say we know millions of these people. That like, this is common in my life. That's where we ask why, like how, why, what's our story sometimes, you know? But thank God Chris and Joey and all these other guys, so many that have won, Mike.
Yeah, well, I'm glad, man, we able to, because I've learned, you know, and I know you consider that you've been like a semi-teacher or a sensei of mine. But I have learned a lot from you. Just I guess we learn from each other.
Yeah, iron sharpens iron. Bro.
Yeah, but to be able to sit here and lock it up and chop it up is an honor, you know. And, to see that you still,
man, I really appreciate it. And I mean, and just to encourage, man, you're doing. I didn't really know until I was coming on here. Like you've really, it's beyond just this idea. Like you got tons of content. I mean, I really suggest that you go to, as a content creator, and go to like Amazon or Netflix or something. You got a library, bro.
Yeah. Well, I'm doing this because I'm not doing this for any personal business.
But see, that's what I do. I'm a monetizer. I like to monetize.
Yeah. That's sometimes that messes it up.
No,
because then they be talking
got
about,
something.
Well,
here.
Parker, we only have this much time. You have to, we have to skim it down to this. You come in. I like the fact that there ain't no rules. We just in here chopping it up.
It's beautiful, man.
And whatever it does, you know, it is whatever it is. I like the legacy, the history. Like here are two Kappa cats.
Yeah.
That started met in 1984, right? 83. That still chopping it up 40 years later, almost 40 years later.
I think you're more Kappa tone.
Oh God.
Like I bet you if anybody from Kappa does watch this, I don't think they know that Kappa Don is, I don't know who that guy is.
Well, you gotta understand, man, there's so many iterations of Kappa
That's
graduates.
right. Yeah.
They'd be from your time, people from your time, no doubt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they get to see you again in all your elegance. It's good, man. I think it's good to see what people are doing, to get their perspective on life 40 years later.
Yeah, absolutely, bro.
You know, and
this is really good, man. Thank you,
my man. I appreciate you, man. Thank you again, good brother.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. And
keep it up, man.
Oh, yes, sir, my man. There it is, my good friend, the one and only Mr. Donald Gene Ward, right here on A Conversation in Jazz. And we'll see you on the next one.
What have they?